Hi everyone, I'm Sandy from Scissors in the City. I'm going to be making a flip flap card. And to get started, you'll need your packet, which has the flip flap papers in it, along with some Echo Park birthday papers. You'll need some tape runner, some strong adhesive like score tape, and a scissors. To begin, we're going to use just our white papers. And you'll see some of them have score lines on them. This one does not, so we can set that one aside. And we're going to do our folding. So our fold there. And I forgot to tell you, you need a bone folder. So we'll burnish that. This one has 3 score lines on it, so it's a rectangle with three different score lines. And what we need to do is, before we fold it, we're going to trim right at that corner, if you can see that. I'm not sure it'll show up on film, but we're just trimming the corners here. So right to the point, and just snip it across. And then we will fold on the score lines. So the mountain part is on the inside. And that one can be set aside. Then we have our long piece. First, we're going to cut it right at this little score right there on both sides, just to the score line that goes across. Then we need to trim this long piece here. So it's just a little bit inside of the score line. You're going to cut all the way to that other score. So that you take off that piece. Move this stuff out of the way so you can see. That's what I have so far. Now I'm going to cut this other one off. And again, a little bit onto the base. So the score line is actually right here. And I've trimmed that off. And now I can do my folding and burnish. And I didn't like how it was a little bit hanging off there. So what we're going to do is trim that at an angle also. Just like so. Okay, so now my piece looks like that. Now let's lay our pattern papers on our pieces so that we get them all in the right place. Nothing will go on the rectangular piece with no scores. Okay, we have 2 with sentiments, and they're going to go on this flap, and I'll explain that in a bit. Then we need, this is obviously our front. We need our next biggest piece, and that is going to go on there like so. Does not go to the bottom here. And we need to find the piece that goes on there. And this will go here. And this big sentiment will go there. So let's start with this piece. We have these 2 with the sentiments. I'm going to take this one, and it'll only fit the one way. It would fit all the way across, but we really don't want it that way. We want to, since all of our pieces are going to have a little white edge, I'm going to put it on so it's got a white edge. So I'm giving it about equal distance all the way around the right, left, and top side. Like so. Now this is where you're going to have to make a decision. This is the sentiment we're going to see. So you have two, yours are probably different than mine. You can either put that there or this. The back side is going to have the squiggles. So my cover says happy birthday. I think I'm going to use the with love. And again, place it on so you've got a little bit of white all the way around. That's crooked. Take that off and straighten it out. That looks a little better. Okay, so on this, with just the one score line, you have your base and then the top. And when I turn it down, it really won't matter, I'm going to put squiggles. So this time I'm going to put my adhesive on the sentiment. And my squiggles get centered on there. Ah. Then let's take our piece with the 3 flaps, and this is going to be our pocket. And I wanted to see the opposite side of this red starry looking paper. There's not really an up and down there, so just figure out wherever you want it. And it gets centered on there. Now let's go to our next piece. We're gonna do our folds here on the score line. Okay, and that's gonna go like that. So then my big 4x4 piece will go on top. And again with a little white edge all the way around. Now, before we go further, let's make sure that fits okay. Mine's a little curvy, and I think I'd like it a little flatter. So I'm going to trim off just a smidge off of both sides. Don't want to get too carried away with trimming. Stuck to the score line, and since I did it on one side, I'm going to do it on the other side. Now let's see how that fits. That fits better. I'm happier with the way that fits. It's still not flat, but that's okay. Then we're going to take our red piece. And obviously you can change up the patterns here if you'd like. And that's going to go right on there. Now we need our score tape. So we're going to put on the 3-sided fold-in one, we're going to put our score tape. I'm doing this kind of close to the edge of the score. Now if you didn't want to make this a gift card holder, you could just take this paper and place it right on here and then just forget the pocket. Okay, so now I have my score tape on there, and I'm going to just start a little bit of it. If you don't take all the tape off, it's a little easier to handle. And this one I'm going to line up the left side where I have not taken the tape off, and the bottom. And then when I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and pull the rest of that off. There. Okay. And this one, this is our big piece again. We're going to put tape on the inside here. Again, up closest to the score line. Okay. And now we have our little piece with all the score lines on it. So let's go ahead and fold them on the score lines. So we fold this on all the score lines, and we're going to burnish that. Now take it and fold it the other direction. And burnish that also. This is the mechanism that makes the paper kind of flip out. So we want this to move easily. So then I went back again, burnish it some more. And then I also kind of folded it on my finger so that it's kind of got a curve to it. Okay. And after it's worked pretty well, then we're going to put the score tape on both ends. So I have it here and here, but it goes like this. So it's not on the inside of the curve, it's on the outside of the curve. Then we're going to go back to our pocket page, or pocket thing, and we are going to take that liner off the tape. My pocket's up here, folding it here, and it's going to go right on this edge. So center it right and left, and right on the edge. A little adhesive hanging out, and that could get stuck. Okay. So I have my pocket, my sentiment, my squiggles, and then this lays on top of the squiggles. It's adhered here. Okay. Then we're going to take our base. We've got our big sentiment, or the front of the card there. And I'm going to lay this on the rectangle piece. And I want it centered right and left up to that score, and this side and this side. Is that making sense? So it's centered just on this rectangle. I'm going to center this piece. Okay. Then I'm going to, how do I want to do this? take the score tape off of this. Not the score tape off of it, I'm going to take the liner off. And I've got the one folded back, and then I'm going to lay this on top. Okay. And now I can take the liner off of here, off of both sides. And I'm going to bring this down and fold it on. And now it should work. Okay. Then we have our leftover card base, and that's just to give this back some stability. So I actually am going to use my strong adhesive. And I just put a little of this adhesive in there. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to start it on the one edge. I'm going to hold it like flat on the surface, and I'm going to bring my base up, just like so. And then I just have this one other one. Well, I guess I have two other ones. Pull that off, and I'm going to pull this off, and then lay it on. And there you go. There's your card. And then your little pocket to put a gift card in if you'd like, or a note. And that's the card. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you.